Happy New Year. Finally, I'm back in the new year 2026. I am back with my weekly recaps, of course. Hopefully, a lot more in the coming weeks. And I just remembered that I still have some footage from the past couple of weeks. Well, I think it's been like 3 weeks since I, you know, put anything out there. So I have had some footage from those few weeks, and I will just like to compile them over here, put them together, and then put it out on my channel so that I can now move forward afresh with, content from this new week. So I hope you had lovely holidays. I hope you spent it with people you love, or you spent it doing things that you love, things that were giving, they were nourishing you for the new year. I hope you spent time giving thanks for the year that was 2025. I hope you spent time reflecting on how the year was and how you're going to move forward in the coming new year. So I'm just going to dive into the video, and let's just close 2025, right? Yeah, let's just give it a close. So I do work from home sometimes, and this is just me getting some work done. And later in the day, someday, I had some errands to run. So basically, the rest of the video is going to be me on some of my errands here and there. Over here, I was at the Naiva supermarket. I was grabbing some tea leaves for a friend who stays in South Africa. So my uncle had visited Kenya from SA, and this friend was taking advantage and wanted some tea from Kenya that I will send back with my uncle. So this was just some of the tea that I had grabbed for him from the Naiva store I was at. He also wanted some tea masala to make with his tea, and he wanted to try a couple of new things that he hasn't seen out here, including this spearmint tea. It's really great. If you can find some spearmint tea leaves, I will definitely suggest it. It's great for calming your nerves, and it is said to be a good one for the face as well, for skin health basically. So alongside the black tea, the ginger tea leaves, I got him some purple tea as is in frame. I had actually forgotten that Kenya produces purple tea until that day when I went for that shopping spree. I had totally forgotten, and finally it's grown in my home area. We don't have it at our farm, but I know some people around Meru who grow the purple tea. So it's on my bucket list for stuff to try out. I just want to compare how it is compared to the black tea. Personally, I do use ginger tea leaves. I do not use the plain black tea leaves, but I definitely want to try out the purple tea and see if it's worth it. It's a bit pricier than the black tea, but I bet it's gonna be, it's gonna be sensational. I hope it's gonna be sensational. I hope he likes everything that he's gonna be getting from this whole shopping spree. I saw some yellows, I don't know, medallion yellow tea, something like that. I don't know. I'm not curious about that one though. But I am curious about the purple tea and the spearmint. I've had it before, and I should restock on the spearmint leaves again because they were so good. But I don't actually, because I want to try different things every other time. So I had this with some fresh milk and pasteurized milk that we had gotten from home, because my dad had traveled home over the weekend and he came back with some fresh milk. I love fresh. I do take black tea because I'm not able to find fresh milk around here in Nairobi. By fresh milk, I mean unpasteurized, that the milk that hasn't really been processed, straight from the cow, just boiled, and that's it. So once I am at home, I do drink a lot of milk, because when I'm in Nairobi, I hardly drink any milk. Then fast forward to this moment. So these are sweet potatoes. I was just sort of cleaning them up thoroughly with a cloth to get off the soil and the dirt from the peels. Some people actually eat sweet potatoes with the peels on. I do not. I do not know if I'll ever get to that level. At the moment, I just feel like it's a bit much, because they claim that you get more nutrients from the sweet potatoes if you eat them with their peels on. I know I'm one for nutrition and all these healthy superfoods and whatnot, but the thinking of eating it with the peel on just feels a bit much for me, mostly because I know how much dirt they carry. Because you can imagine, I spent almost 30 minutes, okay, maybe not 30, I spent like a while just scrubbing off the soil from the sweet potatoes. And I'm imagining not everyone takes as much time when they're washing sweet potatoes. So imagine just eating them with the seeds, with the peels on, and it wasn't thoroughly cleaned. So just to avoid all that drama, I prefer to just peel my sweet potatoes after I have boiled them. Also, sweet potatoes are known to be the most nutritious vegetables on planet Earth. So if you're not eating sweet potatoes, my friend, please consider adding it into your diet. And you don't have to only have them for breakfast. Sometimes I eat them with plant proteins, for instance, kamande. Kamande are flat beans. So sometimes I just eat them with flat beans or anything I feel like they could go hand in hand with, and it's usually so fulfilling. So this was after I had finished washing them. I just tried to rinse them off again, and then I think I poured out this water and then filled up the pot again, put the potatoes inside, and then set them to boil for around 20 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes. They don't take that long. Every now and then, when I have to go to the CBD and I get done with my errands a bit later in the evening, but not later than 5:30, I usually prefer to use the train to get back home. And this is just the road towards the train station, because normally it leaves at 5:40 p.m. and it gets to the house by 6 p.m. And I prefer the train because it beats traffic and it also drops me right where the house is. It's 5 minutes walking distance from where the train stops to the house. So that's why I prefer the train. Also, it's cheaper, obviously. And I like that they renovated the place. I like how nowadays you have the attendees scattered everywhere. In case you don't know where your train is, you can quickly just ask someone and they can point you to your train. And I also appreciate that they have these banners, for lack of a better word, they have these banners that they put, this one written Roiro train, so that if you're not sure, at least that can help ascertain if you're on the right train or not. Um, Also, I just remembered I made a short video for TikTok comparing the inside of this train with the inside of the trains in SA, because I used the trains over there a lot. I found them to be just super convenient in terms of timing and speed and everything. So that was really nice. I think I'll have it inside here.
fun to stay at the
And then in December, I happened to finish the coffee course that I was taking. And this is my trainer for the period while I was there. I asked her to just sort of just pose for me and hand over the certificate, also in appreciation of the work that she did. And this is a really cool t-shirt I saw on one of the people we were studying with at the coffee school. It's reference to The Office, the sitcom called The Office. Really hilarious. Everyone should watch that at least once. This is me showing off my latte art, and that's a swan. In case you don't see it, it is a swan. So there is a weekend where a friend of mine tagged me along while he was working and doing his work errands and work duties. Basically, he's in logistics, so he has this one that he uses to drive around to the different office setups, and then he either picks stuff or drops stuff, and just so that kind of reconciliation. And he just needed company on this day. He had a lot on his mind, and well, I'm almost always up for a road trip, or a road drive, because sunny days are meant to be spent outdoors for starters. And this was a very, very beautiful, warm Saturday. Also, I just love driving and being on the road. Okay, driving. I love driving. Being on the road in terms of like traveling. I love traveling as well. So we just made a few stops here and there. They have a few businesses that they work with, and they offer cleaning solutions, they offer catering services, and some other services that I don't quite recall. So you're basically stopping by some offices to pick up machinery, and by other offices to drop off stuff, such kind of things. It was rather just like a very good excuse to just be outside and driving, because this is work you could have easily done the next week, but he was trying to reduce the workload at the same time, just have a chill drive without the pressure of making the deliveries on the said day. And then we headed to Kitengela. Unfortunately, we got stopped by a cop who wanted us to like bribe him, and he held us for like an hour of trying to get some cash out of us, because the vehicle wasn't properly marked in terms of whether it's a private vehicle or a commercial vehicle or a public transport vehicle. But eventually we were out of there. We went to this office, which is also one of the businesses that they deliver services to. And for this particular office, they deliver catering services. It's EPZ it's in Kitengela, so somewhere off Mombasa Road. And we went there honestly just for the sake of eating. Like, we had no business there. He had no business there. But since he knows that they do catering and we were hungry, it was around 2 p.m. We just figured it would be nice to just pass by there. And then they had just finished serving lunch, so we were able to get food, and it was some really nice food. I haven't seen so many companies, or I haven't heard of so many companies that cook for their staff, and I was eager to see the quality of the food that they prepare for the staff, and it was really good food. They even commended the guy that is in charge of this station, and he said how unappreciative the staff are actually, which is sad, but I bet there is more underlying issues. It's not just about appreciating the food, and I wasn't gonna get into that with him. I was hungry. I just wanted to eat and then get out of there, because we still had a bit of driving to do before I could go back to the house. So this is just me enjoying the food while we talk about the endless things that we usually talk about with this good long-time friend of mine.
Kama kuna turn mbele yako niambie. Hakuna. Tunasikia speed naenda nayo.
And then before we knew it, it was time to head home for the holidays. Yes, so this was around the 22nd of December, and we had to travel home for the holidays. We were spending the December holidays, or rather the Christmas period, in Meru this time. This is just part of the road towards Meru. This point exactly is called the Nithi Bridge, which is a very popular stretch of the Meru Nairobi highway. It is popular for wrong reasons, because there are so many accidents happening there, but I think it's been better over the past couple of years. I haven't had a lot happening. So this was us later in the evening on the said day, and we were literally minutes away from the house at this point of recording. I was very, very happy to be back home. Although I knew it was going to be for a very short period, and I love home because of stuff like this. These are strawberries that my mom has planted around the house. So every now and then we just go through them looking for strawberries that are ripe so we can eat them. And then we went home when there was plenty of milk. So I had a swell time at home because I had plenty of milk to drink. This was on the 25th. We were at some relative's house for Christmas. Normally we do the hopping style where this year you're at this family's house, the next day you're at a different family's house, etc., etc. And these are just some of my family members. We had just gathered after eating. As you can see, people look so full and content. We had gathered after eating, and we were just catching up, and also wishing each other well for the next year before we departed. This was way late in the evening, so people are trying to say their goodbyes actually. Then later on, I think the next day, we went to see my grandparents from my mom's side. They haven't been feeling too well of late. They are pretty old actually. They are in their late 80s, if I'm not wrong, or early 90s. They're pretty old. So a lot has been thrown their way in the past couple of months, and it will be so wrong if we headed back to Nairobi before seeing them. So we took a quick drive and went to see them. That's my grandma in the photo, my cousin, my sister, and my brother. Our granddad didn't want to be part of the photo. This is at another grandma's house. We went to say hi as well, because I know, or we knew for a fact, that they wouldn't be happy to hear that we were in Meru and we had not gone to see them or say hi. And it's always such a blessing just seeing our grandparents and how they're aging well, and just seeing them, happy with life, content with life, and happy to see us. And we just go for their blessings as well and prayers. It's such a great time when we're with them, and it's a bit hard when we have to leave them, but oh well. And then this was departure day. We were heading back to Nairobi on this particular day. I felt so bad that we had to go back a bit early, because some people had to go back to work and get back to the hustle and bustle of life. This this is the guy that was helping out with chores at home, and we just asked him to grab some chicken for us because we needed to go home with some chicken. This is us on our way back to Nairobi from Meru. Again, this is the same stretch, the Nithi region. It's called the Nithi Bridge, and it's a very pretty stretch actually. We love to photograph or video this stretch because it's so beautiful. All around you see a lot of green, a lot of trees, and underneath the bridge there's the Nithi River, and it's such a beautiful stretch. Even though a lot has happened on this bridge, we just thank God when we get to pass the bridge, and get on the other side well. And I love the road from Meru to around Makutano. It's usually so green and the road is usually so nice. It was raining at some points of this stretch. This I think was in Embo, and it was raining a lot, but after we passed Embo it wasn't raining anymore. So we appreciate that we were able to get home safely in the midst of everything that happens on the roads, especially during the festive season. There's so many people on the road, as you can see. So many people are traveling. So many were traveling to their homes, and so many are traveling to town. So the roads are usually crazy at this time, because I think we witnessed like 2 accidents on the road, and we thank God that they were minor accidents. They were just like cars hitting each other, but they weren't the severe accidents where we have casualties and stuff like that. We were just grateful to have gotten home safe and sound. So from here henceforth is after we crossed over the year. I don't know how you spent your New Year's. Usually we just stay up late. It's like we want to see the new year coming in, and we stay up late with loved ones, or some people go to church, some people go to hang out with friends and stuff like that, and then do the countdown. And I personally was at a mall having dinner with my dad because it was his birthday, and we just had like the fireworks from outside the mall and all that. Then later we headed back home. So this was on the 1st of January of 2026. We spent the day indoors. We decided to do a sort of cookout. Could I call it? Okay, are we allowed to call it a cookout if you're cooking indoors? Yeah, so we did a lot of cooking. Our friend visited, so he has featured in a video before, and he will feature in videos again and again because he is around often. We love to have him around because he knows how to cook, he loves cooking, and he loves taking over the kitchen. I mean, who wouldn't want a break from the kitchen? Honestly, just help prepare the ingredients and then sit back and watch the magic happen. Then this day we were doing chicken. We were doing chicken soup, and then these are viazi karai. I like to call them bajia, but I've been told they're not bajia. I think bajia are the full potatoes, when the potatoes are full, when you haven't cut them up. So I think these are the viazi karai. I'm not sure yet. So we did the viazi karai, we did chicken, which is boiling on the side there, and then we also did chapati. So he had made the paste. He just loves being in the kitchen doing his thing, and we just let him do it because the end result is usually so good. This is the chicken. It's kienyeji chicken, so we had to put a lot of water inside so it could give us soup. Kienyeji chicken is basically the very tough skinned chicken, so you better make some soup out of it before it cooks properly. This is me sort of helping out, sort of. I wasn't feeling so well on the 1st of January. It was the beginning of Shark Week for me. I don't think that has happened before, but I feel like it was just a sort of cleanse from the previous year into the new year. And this is my sister working on the chapatis. I think that's the docket she felt most comfortable taking over. I just helped prepare the ingredients, and since I wasn't feeling too well, they allowed me, at least they were graceful enough and allowed me to just sit this one out. I'll help in the cooking the next time. So this was on the 2nd of January. We decided to step out a bit since we had spent the first indoors. We decided on the 2nd to step out. We decided to visit the mall and see one of these very many China shops that are opening up everywhere and see if they're worth the hype. So this is China Square, and we were trying to get some, nice things for kids, and I was trying to see if I could get anything for myself. Unfortunately, I feel like with a lot of these China shops, they sell so many things, yeah, but the things you have to do a background check on before actually purchasing, especially if you're getting like beauty products and products to put on your body. This is what I ended up buying. I bought this ankle socks, which I thought are really cute, and the baby on board sticker, only because I needed some part of it, not the actual sticker. There is that rubber thingy on the sticker that you can use that makes the sticker removable. I wish I took a better photo of it, but that's what I got. Then I got the kids toys. Again, the variety wasn't that appealing. Good thing we hadn't really like gone there with expectations. We had just gone to check the place out. After we were done with the shopping, or window shopping, it wasn't a lot of shopping really. We went out to this eatery. That's the friend that loves cooking. We went out to this really cute eatery that is in Shuja Mall. It's called the Golden something. Gosh, I didn't get the second name. It's a really cute place for families. It's not quiet, it's well hidden, and we enjoyed the food. They had really good portions of their food. I had some teriyaki chicken with chapati. The kids had fries with chicken wings, and I think someone got teriyaki chicken with fries, and then I think someone got the beef plus fries. They get cooked together, like mixed up together, and we had a really great time. The kids loved the food. We had a lot to say about the food, but generally it was a great time outside with the kids. And then we took some few photos with family, and then the January babies also took a few photos. So it so turns out that Evans, the kids, both of them, and myself are all January babies. So we were pretty excited about this month because we're gonna be celebrating and turning a year older. So we pray God sees us through. By the time this video will be out, or by this time of editing this video, we've already celebrated 2 birthdays. So we have two remaining birthdays. I decided to just capture this short video of me at the house. We had done laundry the day before. It was a very warm day, hence the feet, and I was unhanging or taking the clothes from the hanging lines and taking them inside, dreading how long I'd have to spend folding all those clothes. But I was taking my time because I was just basking in the sun. I was using it as a very nice excuse to be outside in the sun and not for too long, because this January sun is not joking. Someday in the week, I had to rush to Westlands. I had set up a meeting with this guy who's one of the gurus in the coffee industry, and I just needed him to give me some pointers since I was now done with the course and everything in regards to what I wanted to do or the plans I had in regards to existing in the coffee industry. So I took a bike for the first time on like major roads and I was pretty shaken just because the traffic going into CBD is getting very crazy. So we met up at the Crave. It's right opposite Yaya Center in Westlands. It was a very productive meeting, a very nice meeting. He's a chill guy. I did not capture him in the video. Afterwards, I passed by Yaya Center just to check it out and I was back home. Later that on a weekend, that Saturday, I decided to go to Karora Forest. It was my first time at Karora, funnily. I've always wanted to go to Karora, and this just seemed like the perfect day. I had a friend tag along because I wanted to like say hi since we hadn't seen each other for like 2 years, okay, like a year and a half. So I thought this would be a nice place to meet up, a nice excuse to just go to Karora and put on my hiking clothes and hiking shoes, and I had a really swell time. I think I had over 20,000 steps, and you can tell from the sceneries that it's a really cool place to be at. I'd recommend anyone who has kids to just take them there so they could go and have fun with their bicycles and whatnot. And even if you have pets, it's a really pretty area. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the wrap for 2025. See you in the 2026 years. Let's see what God has in store for us. Cheers.